Good evening. I'm Rick Walker, host of the SST Car Show, and you are watching SST Sunday Night Live. This evening, we were supposed to have Paul Harrington on. Paul is the owner of a General Lee Dodge Charger. He also is the curator and owner of the Canadian Dukes Museum. He's probably Canada's biggest Dukes of Hazzard fan, but he's not here. He's feeling a little under the weather. So I hope he's going to be okay, and I'm sure that he will be. So in his place, I made a quick phone call to a friend of mine. You've seen him before, and he's back for an encore performance. And he's been working on some cool stuff. He's an automotive artist, world famous, and he is the builder of the world's coolest extended van called the Cosmic Cruiser. You probably remember him or might already know of him. Ivan Benic will join us right after this SST Autos 360 opener.
You're
I don't know why.
You're watching the Autos 360 network.
And we're back, and let's bring Ivan Benic in right now, automotive artist. How are you tonight, Ivan?
I'm just great. Had a lot of fun today, and here we are.
Yeah, we're flying by the seat of our pants here tonight. There's not a lot of heavy production. I didn't do much pre-production at all, but that's okay because we're going to raid your Facebook page for some pictures and show people what you've been working on. I know you've been really busy working on some pretty cool projects. And we're going to show people some of the artwork that you've been doing. You are an automotive artist, airbrusher, pinstriper. You fabricate metal. You paint cars. I mean, you are the real deal when it comes to automotive artistry, in my view. Anyway, that's my opinion. And people have seen your Cosmic Cruiser. Tell folks what you've been working on with regard to that, because you're making like a miniature version of that now, right?
Yeah. Last summer, a friend of mine sent me an email, and he says, "Hey, Ivan," or PM. We talked on Facebook on PM, and Messenger, I should say. And he says, "I'm thinking about doing a golf cart with dual axles and maybe even dual front axles, and kind of like a little shout out to you. And would that be okay with you?" I'm going, yeah, come on, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if that's what you feel like doing, you're already doing golf carts like crazy anyway. So yeah, come on, let's see what
Right.
you got. So he started, his fabricator started it, stretched a standard golf cart, put twin engines in the back. Well, that was my idea. Twin motors in the back, because he started out with just one. And because he's got twin axles, I said, just put another motor in there. You're going to need it if you're going to put a bunch of people on it, right? And so then the next thing you know, yeah, I told him how to hook up the twin steer and what he's got to look for, and the math behind the front end, steering the front end. And he put his fabricator on it. And next thing you know, they're driving this thing around his 35-acre spot that he's building right now. Camp, what did he call it? Camp a lot of rock.
Camp a lot of rock?
Yeah, he's got 35 acres and a lot of rocks.
And a lot of rocks.
So he's been working, cleaning it up for 4 years now, and he's making stages He's making all kinds of different
Mhm.
areas where they can play music and this and that and the other thing, right? And
So
so yeah, so he grabs a hold of this idea and runs with it. And then he says, "Okay, well, can you come down and render the body for me? You know, design the body for me."
uh-huh.
And so I sat down live on Facebook one day, and I drew up a body that would be, you know, basically a version of the Cruiser, right? But right quick, oh geez,
And
put the bra on.
this
We're
is the
back up.
this is the cruiser, right?
Anyway,
This is the full size cruiser, an image of
figured
what it looks like.
you
So if people don't
you
know,
put
this is your
you put
extended
something up that would embarrass me a little bit. No, we don't
okay,
have the no
pretty
shirt body,
sexy,
but we
pretty
do a lot of no
sexy.
shirts. Anyway, long story short, he decides to have me out. Oh, that was a good one. He he's going to wait for me. So I says, you know, I can't make it over there right now, but I'll let you know when I can make it. So 2 or 3 months go by, and I finally seen a 1 week, 2 week window, and I says, oh, okay, I'm going to drive down and
Okay, so this is the
deliver a few things. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Deliver a few things and get started on the body, and that's what we did. We spent 2 weeks going at it. Over, I went at it over a weekend one time, and we built a little aluminum body, dual axles in the front end, uh, basically hood and the whole front clip up to.
Where
I got
where
done up
where
to the
can I find a
windshield.
picture of this thing? I want to show people what
Huh?
it looks like. You have pictures of it. Where do I find a picture of
The
this golf cart?
pictures are
Yeah,
on my wall. You have to scroll on my wall and find
I'm
them on my Facebook page.
on
They're on my
Facebook.
wall. You should
Okay.
have. Well, if we had time, I could have sent you some.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I've been busy like all day, and then
Yeah,
Paul
but
couldn't do this
that's
thing, and
probably
now I'm like,
from
you know,
those are all pictures on the side
okay,
that
so
are photos of Ivan. But
okay,
you
so
would have to physically
posts
go to my wall and look down a couple of weeks. Well, actually a month.
like in your
Yeah, that's
posts,
today's effort when you called me
in your
and I was
posts.
painting away on that.
Okay,
But
okay, I want to see
in
this
any
thing.
case, yeah, it's
Keep
a
going.
solid month. So you have to go all the way down. So
Making it
anyway,
hard on me.
yeah, we weren't quite ready. You were busy with doing other interviews, and I was busy
Yeah,
painting.
that's okay. We're gonna
Keep
get
on
to it.
going.
People are
Keep
gonna
on
see
going.
this
You'll
thing. I
find
want to
it.
see it too. So
So anyway, so then I over the weekend, I still had one more week to go. To yeah,
uh,
there you go. That's a good shot. We'll go
oh,
back
there's
to either one of
ratings
those
builder.
pictures if
Okay,
you
we'll
want
just
to talk
linger on
about them.
that gratuitously, and then just
But
keep on
anyway,
scrolling.
over a weekend. I rendered the back door and quarter panels. So
Hmm.
that's where we left it at. I gave him instructions on what I wanted done to the chassis, and we lowered the chassis a full 6 inches, and that lowered the seats, and therefore, yeah, the van.
Look how sexy you are, man. Look at
you're,
that.
you're,
That was taken
those are the
just last
wrestling
week,
days,
right?
buddy.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Anyway,
my.
I do all
Little
kinds of stuff on Facebook.
testosterone there.
I'm never
Ooh.
bored. Anyway,
All the intimate details coming out on
oh yeah, keep
Ivan's
going, keep going.
Facebook page.
There you go.
You don't want to go back to that?
Yeah, I can tell you a story about every one of those.
I bet you could.
So yeah, so we rendered
This is a
the
family show.
that's what I'm working on now. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
We rendered the back
Ivan,
end
you
and
are
we left it at that. So he went and started on the uh lowering the body, the chassis, I
am
should
I
say.
getting close here? How much further do I
Huh?
have to go to find this thing?
Keep going.
Am I getting in the ballpark or what?
Yeah, yeah, getting closer. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, a couple more.
Uh-huh.
Keep going. I post a lot.
I see that. You're Mr.
Keep
Facebook.
going. You're getting closer. You're written warm
Closer,
now. Here we go. Wait,
warmer.
slow down, slow down. Go back.
Back.
No, 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 no. Go back the other way.
Go back the
No, not that way. There you go. Keep going. Scroll down. Yeah. Down.
down.
Not that way. That's it.
I only have 2 ways to go.
Keep going. Not that way. The other way. Down is last month.
Yeah.
Keep going.
December
You're getting warm
27th,
now.
December 27th.
Okay, wait. Come back. No,
That ain't it.
keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I thought you were going to do some of this already. There. Keep
Oh,
going.
I'm signing on at the last
Just
minute here.
before Christmas. Keep
That's
going.
Christmas.
Yeah, now we're getting warm. There you go. That's the back end. Wait. Whoa.
That
Yeah, there's the owner standing next to it. So that's the back end. Can you see the Cosmic Cruiser back end on there?
I can, yes. Yeah. I can
Yeah.
see how it
So
looks the
that's,
same. Yeah.
I didn't get to put the flares on it yet because that was the last day. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I had to go home because it was like a couple of days before Christmas. So
Okay. So that's one
anyway,
shot.
so scroll down some more and
Yeah.
we'll get to keep going.
Is that a video of it?
There it goes. No,
No?
yeah, probably. But go down some more. One more
Talking
picture.
about?
One more.
Okay, I'll just pause that. We'll come back to it.
There
There it is.
There's the
Okay,
front
that's
end.
cool. All right.
So that's the front end, and that's where I left it just like that. So the young guy went and the helper, he finished all the welding, right? He welded the seam down the side of the hood. He welded all my louvers in, and the center portion there, right below the headlights, that got filled in with a panel that was about, well, that width, like 2 inches wide, 3 inches wide. So it felt like a little more body rather than all louvers. And
Wow,
that's
Ivan,
all welded in and done now.
this is a huge job.
Yeah, and the whole front clip is 100% all welded and tucked. I got some pictures last night, actually. I was talking to him. He was trying to get me to come down and do some more work. So I might have to jump in the car and
And
I was
you
thinking
got
of going down Wednesday if I feel up to it. You know what I mean? Because it's a bit of a drive for an old man. You know what I mean?
yeah. So what city is he in?
He's in Belleville, Ontario. So that's
Ah.
350 miles.
So when you go up there, you have to be staying overnight.
I stay in his house with him.
Yeah.
It's a good friend of mine. We go back 40 some years, 45 years.
And you've got the four-wheel steering and everything.
Yeah, he's
set
got
on this
everything. It's
thing.
four-wheel steer
Wow.
and twin electric motors. So it's not going to light the world on fire, but it's cute. And he listened to me. We're going to render it with a full body side. You know what I mean? Like it's going to have the body side like the Cruiser, but we're going to put it on. I drew it all up, my idea, but the whole side panel is going to be rendered in aluminum, and the hinge itself that this whole side hangs on is going to be going in just like a trailer hitch. It goes in on pins. You put in your bolts, right?
Yeah.
With a regular pin,
Yeah.
wrap a thing around it, done, right? Just like the way a trailer hitch is, and then one bolt on the shocks because it'll be all gull wing. The whole side of it is going to be gull wing, and then we'll be able to take the whole side panel off if it's right in the dead of summer and you're only doing a little party around the yard. You want to have the option of taking the door right clean off. There you go. That's his shop / museum. This is where he keeps all his cars
That's super cool.
that I told you about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is only half of it. We're right there where we're sitting.
Yeah.
We're sitting in half the shop. So you see the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
Well, the Lamborghini just got wrapped. That's a brand new build right now.
Yeah.
That's actually a barbecue. That's only 3/4 front. Driver's side is the actual car, right?
Yep.
And then you walk around it, and it's a full kitchen. A full size professional barbecue to make meals on. So he throws a party. That's what he pulls out. So if
So
you come to his place for a party, you don't know which car you're going to get.
so that's not drivable. It is just a barbecue, right?
It's electric. It's drivable
It's electric.
through the park.
Okay.
You can actually sit in it and drive it, right?
You can drive
But
around, drive up with
only
your
electric,
barbecue. It's not street legal though.
huh?
It's not street legal. It's
No,
just
no, 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 no,
it's just
no, no, no. It's
like a
but you can
little
drive it.
yeah.
He drives it on his property.
Yeah. What did he do for a living? What how's he get where's he get all his
Well,
money?
he
That's
does.
crazy.
He actually does. The bread and butter is automotive window tint program.
Okay.
So he's the first company that developed a program that you can use a plotter using their program, and you use a plotter like a sign painter's cutting tool,
Yeah.
right? And they cut perfect patterns for your car window that you're going to be doing.
That's
So they have something like, I don't know the exact number, but let's just say 500, 600, 700 cars or 1,000 cars that they scanned over the last 30 years, and they're worldwide. He's worldwide with that business.
what the heck is this? Is this at his
And
place too?
then the second business, the spin-off, is see the van there,
Yeah.
right?
The 18 van.
The van's also a barbecue that it's behind me.
Yeah.
Okay. And that he does parties where people have him cater a party, and he comes out with a transport truck with one of those inside, right? Pulls it out. He's got a chef and servers and everything. They do everything. They cook right there for you on those barbecues, but they're behind the car. So brings a conversation piece kitchen out to the barbecue.
You guys are just a couple of big kids. That's what you
Yeah. So
are. Yeah.
that's going to be his turnkey franchise, I'm sure.
And Evil Knievel's X2 rocket
That's the
cycle.
actual.
That's not
the
the
actual-
real. That's not the real deal.
That is the real deal
Get
prop
out of
from
town.
the movie.
Come on.
I'm serious. From the movie, the real prop.
From the movie or the prop? Okay, but that's
The
not the one
prop
that Evil
from the
Knievel
movie.
tried to jump Snake River Canyon in.
Exactly. But that is the prop from the movie.
Is that full scale or does it look like the full size?
Well, I don't know if it was full scale. I didn't ask him that.
Yeah. Is it big enough? It's big enough to sit in though, I guess, eh?
Well, there's just too much information. You know what I mean?
You know, I think back on
I
that
forgot
thing.
to ask him.
You remember
it
that
scale?
stunt, man? I was a kid when that happened, and I was riveted. We were all talking about it and everything. And but what a stupid thing that was when you look back on it. It was so
60 feet
dumb.
before the ramp.
What's that?
Pull the chute 60 feet before the ramp.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so dumb. The whole thing was stupid. But
somebody got excited on the trigger.
he did. He doesn't know he was going to make this stupid jump anyway.
Yeah.
And man alive!
That was huge, eh?
All the promotion beforehand and la la la, and
gazillions.
You'd think with a rocket though, he'd figure out some way to. You can shoot rockets pretty far, but he couldn't.
Didn't he land in the river?
Yeah, he kind of like launched, and the chute came out right away.
Yeah.
And then he just went and drifted down.
The chute was opening before he hit the ramp, I think.
Oh, or something like
remember.
that. Yeah, and so he never even made it to the water. He landed down.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he didn't land in the water. That might have been a little more dangerous for him. But then he
you think?
survived it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was just doomed to fail from the beginning. It was just dumb.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
But very entertaining and a piece of pop culture history. And as stupid as it was, I still remember it fondly because as a kid, it was it was just one of those things that I'll always remember.
I seen him in person in Detroit.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He jumped at I believe it was Light Guard Armories on 8 Mile Road,
Yeah. Yeah.
and either that or it was the actually a building on the fairgrounds. I'm not sure. I don't remember which building it was.
But
It
you
was either
remember?
on the fairgrounds or Light
Yeah.
Guard Armory.
You remember
And
you knew
yeah, he
Sam
ran up.
Radoff, right? You know Sam
Hmm?
Radoff? Do you remember Sam Radoff?
Yeah, yeah,
Yosemite
yeah,
Sam?
yeah. Sam put on the show. I
Yeah.
was there. I was the only car in the show.
Yeah.
That's how much I had then.
Well, he told me that he worked with Evil Knievel or worked for him or whatever, but he painted, a bunch of his bikes.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
he
We
had a
did do
lot of
that.
stories. Had a lot of stories about Evil Knievel.
Yep, yep.
Yes.
And that the guy that we got, my buddy got that Evil Knievel 2 X2 rocket.
Yeah.
That guy has a collection of motorcycles, and he's got one bike that was built for Evil Knievel that never got picked up or paid for.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the stories I remember.
Yeah. Well, Sam had a lot of things to say about Evil Knievel. Uh, I miss Sam, passed away here a few years ago, and boy, I won't tell you all the stories because they weren't all positive.
No, we can't. We got stories, but they're
Yeah,
for
yeah,
private ears. We
that's
don't need
right.
to be
Um,
talking about that.
so let's find some more pictures of this golf cart thing that you
Yeah,
have some more?
there's if you scroll some more down, then there's other pictures
Yeah,
of it in different stages.
sure.
Um, the like the way it was
Santa
done.
Claus. Okay. What's
Yeah,
this?
oh no, that was one of the videos I think we did live.
Mhm.
I did some automotive art for him, but
Okay.
I did it live on Facebook.
Okay. Well, let's scroll down. Let's see.
Yeah, that's his sculpture over
There's
there.
that. There's that. And there we go.
There
Okay.
you go. There's the front end.
What
A little
happened?
more of a side view. That's before we tucked the wheel wells. You know what I mean? Like there's
Mm-hmm.
we used a 3/8 rod, the
Oh,
real old school quick build. 3/8 rod. We lined out the whole shell of what the
uh-huh.
body is going to look like according to my drawings,
Okay.
and then we basically, when I started making the panels, I had something to clamp to, right?
Yeah.
And this original piece went together in 3 or 4 days. Like the fender was probably one day work, and then another day to weld it together and this and that, But it went together pretty quick. Within the first 5 or 6 days, I think the whole front end was all pretty well buttoned up, except for the wrapping the edges around the wheel wells. So, and it's all in basically 14 gauge aluminum sheet.
Hmm.
So it's good
So,
piece. It's going to be a fun piece.
so what's the trick? I've never welded aluminum before. What's the trick
What's
of
that?
welding? I've never welded aluminum before.
Oh,
What's the
you'd
trick
love
of
it.
welding aluminum?
You'd love it. It's nice because it's obviously it's TIG welding or torching, but it's kind of like comparing to MIG welding, which everybody seems to do. It's like two different worlds, and one is just a little bitty flame and just lots of noise. The machine makes a lot of noise. Just
Mhm.
a little bitty flame, start the puddle, and just keep on stroking with the rod, and it's just fun because you're not sparking all over the place. You
Mhm.
don't have slag flying around and getting in your pants and your shirt and your ears. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Do you find aluminum easier to work with because it's softer?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
night and day. Shaping aluminum to comparing to metal, it's probably, I'm gonna say, minimum 30, maybe even 40% faster. Because with
Hmm.
steel, you're always working with, if you're going with 19 gauge cold roll, well, there's nothing you can do to it except beat the hell out of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Hammer it into a beginning shape. And once you get the beginning shape, then you start working it with the wheel and whatnot. Um, you're working with steel. Whereas
Yeah.
aluminum, you can fire it up and do what you call what's called annealing. So you're basically, say for instance, you take a marker and you mark it all out, like, lots of marker lines,
Yep.
right? And then you grab your torch, and it could be just a little propane torch, like little propane torch that you have
But I'm just,
around the house. You
but
know
I'm
what I
going to
mean?
wind this back. But you've
For
got a,
for doing solder work,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So then you're warming up. You're warming up the metal. You're passing it across the metal like this. You're waving it back and forth. And when the marker actually burns off, you're ready to go. And you can manipulate the metal with your thumbs. You know what I mean? It's that
Mhm.
soft.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a sheet, that 4x8 sheet, or just a corner of it. You know what I mean? Whatever the area you're going to work, if you have to anneal the whole panel, you anneal the whole panel. And then it's just a tap, tap, tap. And it doesn't get hard again until you've actually rolled a good shape into it.
Don't
You
you
know what
have
I
to
mean?
worry
So
about it
you're actually
warping
working
though?
with
If you put too
something.
much, you
Well,
got to
for
be
an old
careful
man
with the
like me,
heat,
you know what I
right?
mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
easier to push on the wheel.
Yeah. And I
You
see
know,
you're
you
like this,
literally,
what about this like cage, this framing, like that you need that because you need to support the aluminum because it's so soft, right? Is that what that's,
no, not when you're
no,
done. It's not.
no?
No, when you're finished, the aluminum, um, basically the aluminum that all metal fabricators work with is actually 14 gauge, which is 0.063 or something,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is a very, very solid aluminum when it's hardened properly,
But this rod,
when
like
it's all
what,
done.
why did you choose to, it's a golf cart, right? So,
What's that?
but the rod that you're creating this sort of frame or cage in behind it with,
Well,
um, that's just
the
a way to kind of create a shape, a pre-shape and support for the aluminum panel, right?
the for instance, um, like the new Ford trucks, they're actually built out of 50, uh, which would be, let me see, probably about 19 gauge. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a much, much thinner aluminum. You know what I mean? And they're plenty hard enough. They don't
Yeah,
crush that well. They're still past all the
sure.
safety regulations and all that kind of stuff.
But I'm just referring to the wire because I'm just that you need that to kind of get your shape, and that's just the technique you're using here. I don't think you built the cruiser like that, did you? With
Oh, well, no, no, no. When you're building something from scratch,
yeah,
unless you build a wooden buck,
right,
what are you going to make the part with? Like, how are you going to set it up and hang it there? You can't just hang it
right,
on an easel and you keep on going. You have to have something that you can clamp it to.
exactly.
But once that thing is welded, like right now, if I if we go back to this, right?
Hmm.
Literally, this thing only needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of mounting. That's what it has on it, but it's sitting on a frame,
Right.
on a half-inch steel, no, 3/8 steel frame. So if I wanted to take that out, I would just replace it with rods and laminate aluminum into it. At this point, we can do that. That's our option. So
Well,
it doesn't need it.
this is as much work
It
as
doesn't need
building a
any
real
of that.
thing.
Any of what we left behind, we left it behind because it's easier.
Mhm.
Because it's just a golf cart that will never see the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it was a real car, yeah, you would cut that out all of that comes out, and you put another little, you put a bracket in just like any other car. You half inch, let's say 1 inch, 1/8 inch wall rods would hold up the front end. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whatever,
Yep. Yep.
whatever it takes to hold it up, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the old race cars, they were done that way because the steel wouldn't give, but
Yep.
the shell itself was just a naked shell.
Yeah.
All the was it about 6 years ago? I was at the airport in Toronto. I was shipping out some aluminum work
Mm-hmm.
to Norway,
Yep.
and I come in to the shipping department, right? And there's honest to goodness 55 um, Ferrari or Ferrari like racer, all original. And of course, first time I seen one, I looked at it real good, and none of the welds were plenished, like hammered out,
Yep.
right? None of the welds were ground, nothing, and it was just hanging there. It's all just aluminum, raw aluminum body on top of a steel frame, I believe it was. I didn't look that far into it, but you don't really need anything under it. Just like the Cobras, when the original Cobra, have you ever seen one?
Yep. I have. Yep.
Okay, well, there's just a shell. The body is just a shell. There's
Yep.
a couple of brackets around it that go into the steel frame, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's the steel tubing that we put in it to get it started.
Yeah.
You see how we did the base for the wheels to hold like that was the first thing, the one at the bottom that goes around the bottom edge of the wheel.
Yep.
That's basically no, the very bottom down to the ground. Yeah, that one right there. That's a line that I put around the whole thing that established my ride height.
Okay.
Where I want the front end.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just made the circles around the wheel wells on the outside. And then the next one was doing the circles for the inside and so on, and just started welding the two of us together. You know what I mean? I would make the part, spot it to them, here, hold here, tack, tack, let's go. Weld, boom. We had that whole front end like that rendered, I think, in a day and a half, the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we had fun. And
Yeah.
that is actually from the Barris days. That rod, flat rod, used like that, round rod, I should say, used like that, and to shaping up the panels.
Okay.
Barris would have been doing that stuff 50, 60 years ago. We seen it in the magazine, eh? So we believe it.
So let me see here, because there's some video of that. So let's see if I can
What's
bring
that?
that up. There's some video here that you have.
Oh yeah,
of
there's a
that,
video
so
of the young guy working away. He didn't like being on camera, and I was just, come on, we got to film a little bit of it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got a few hours of filming, but
Let's see what we got going on here. That
here and
was
there,
we don't want that one. We want the other.
he's working on it. The
We are-
actual, but sadly, you don't see that much of it because there's so many other things to see that distract your eye as to what we're doing, unless you specifically bring in the camera to an area and talk it through. Like I said, he didn't want me to turn the camera on. So I had to sneak it.
little camera shy.
Yeah. Maybe I'll work him out of it this trip. I got to go down maybe Wednesday. I'm thinking Wednesday, possibly not, because if I'm going to go there, I want him at my side for the whole week. You know what I mean? I don't want to work the weekend by myself. I like having somebody around to pick up my tools when I drop them. Not very bend over friendly. My back is toast.
Yeah, well,
Too many years crawling around cars.
That's the video I was looking for. Excuse me. Let me just bring this up.
Well, stop. What were we talking about?
This one. Okay.
Oh, you're looking for something.
Yeah, I was looking for this video right here.
That's pretty much the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have even
And-
said it that it's the first day.
Yeah.
So there, see, the chassis is all aluminum,
Finish
eh?
up them tacks, son.
So I just drew it up
One
one
more
night,
up,
sitting
right?
right
Hey,
right where I'm
These
sitting
two-
now.
Well, we could cut out the centers now.
I drew up the design, and then when came over there, I parked
You strengthen it
my
up a little
design
bit
on one of
more,
the seats
and then we'll cut the centers
and
out.
started going at it. And then
That's
after the first half hour, I never looked back.
wheel gaps.
So yeah, that's all laid out in rod. We know where we're going to put everything to. And then you can, like I said, you got something to clamp to as you're making the panels.
Yep.
Zach
Like the
is
hood
on
is
a
made
mission.
in 4 pieces. So right down the center of that hood, it was welded. So it would minimize the amount of time on the English wheel.
To show you where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like somebody
Mhm.
would have done it all in one piece, but then you'd spend, there you go. That's the original sketch. I did it live on here.
That's
Like
pretty
even
cool.
that one you could dig up someday and marry it all together.
Yeah.
When we get it all done, hey, listen, when we get it all done, we'll show it to you, and you can grab some of those videos and, you know, give yourself a couple of days to use bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
You know, the airbrush, I mean, the artwork was done live right here, right in the studio. So we got footage.
Okay. I gotta
You know,
turn this video off here because it's playing in my ears.
it's playing in your ears.
Yeah, I got another. It went to another video, so now it's like,
Well, at least I'm
in
not
my
that
headphones.
monotone TV guy.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just get rid of that so I can come back and talk to you. There we are. Okay. So I'm back. So
I did tell you.
so you're about halfway done this thing, or how much longer do you have to work
Oh
on it?
yeah, it's more than halfway done. All I have to do when I go back there is basically I have to render the quarter panels,
Yeah.
right? Fit them, make the panel itself, finish making the panel, weld the flares on, and then Buddy, no, I mean not me. He's going to weld them. He's got much better eyes than me, so he can weld them. I'll keep. We work good together. I get the stuff made, give it to him. We tack them together. I walk away and I make the next part. You follow me?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we just keep on cruising around the car, constant movement for 8 hours a day. Yeah, there you go. First day, I think, or not the first day, but second.
Yep.
Second, anyway. Made the fender and the wheel wells, and then the front around. You know what I mean? So that's it. So that's it's a fun piece.
That's
But
so
wait till you
cool.
see
That's
the
real
next one.
cool.
We're gonna have fun. Can't tell you what it is.
Yeah, and I see you've got your English wheel over there, and
Yep.
yeah. So
Yeah,
really going to
he
town.
bought the English wheel for just for this job. They never really needed one before. He actually never used one, so I showed him that. That was a good trade off. I says, "Here you go. Heck, we got a good helper," and now he's understanding. He's watched a bunch of videos, but he's never made a panel before. So I had him make a couple of pieces, and we're good. We're going. So he's understanding what English wheeling is all about, and push fast tracking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've got that four-wheel steering setup all there, so you knew how to do
Yeah,
that
he did
because you
all
did
that
it full
himself.
scale, right? Or did he? Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's his name?
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy, boy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, with the owner, what's he going to use this thing for? Just carrying his friends around?
Well, I told you he's got 35 acres there,
Yeah.
and he plans on having a few parties next year, and that's going to be his transporter around the grounds. He's building a huge park-like setup where he could actually have concerts at his little venue, barbecues, whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like he's just having a ball, mixing it up. He's got everything there, so why not?
So that's the Mini Cruiser.
That's the Mini Cruiser.
Pretty nifty.
Yep.
What else you working on?
Well, right now I'm working on my 55 Studebaker wagon that I got about I'm thinking 5 years ago, and it's a radical custom that was actually started 20 years ago. All the sheet metal work was done by Jim Bailey, and then the project, like many of them, it got mothballed and never got touched for another 20 years.
Mhm.
And then I wound up getting a hold of it and put it in storage for a year or two, and then pulled it out and brought it home. And then I have no choice but to work on it when it's at home in my way in the garage. So that's what I'm working on right at the moment. That one and my I'm working on a 63 XK convertible that is I'm going to say 90% to the good. We've got to redo the floor and a little bit of the back end work, right?
Yep.
I'll reskin the trunk lid because it got dented at one time, and it's just a horrible looking sheet metal. So I'll either take that apart and re-wheel it, or just re-wheel a new deck lid. So
Okay.
we'll see how it comes apart. First, I'm going to try and take it apart and save it so it's all original metal.
Hmm.
But it's a real nice piece. It's not rusty. Bought it about 40 some years ago, and it was a Florida car. So it was really, really clean except for the floors, because it's convertible and got left outside plenty of times in the rain. And the floorboards rusted out because they used raw sheet metal back in the day. They didn't treat the sheet metal in any way. I don't even know if there was a vinyl wash on those cars. That's why they rusted out so bad.
I
You know what
see.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just raw sheet metal with a whole bunch of tar poured on the bottom of it. And then the inside would just, if it wasn't in the proper weather, it would just rust away to nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you buy sheet metal at say you buy sheet metal at Cross Canada, and you weld the patches in. Well, if you don't do nothing to that metal to treat it on the inside, right?
Yep.
And you not do nothing to it on the outside, you don't metal prep it, you don't acid wash it, right? And any kind of moisture can get to it, it's back to zero in 3 years. But
Mhm.
most people don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Metal prepping is very, very important, and undercoating and all that kind of stuff. That's all very, very important.
Yeah.
And the Jags, that never happened to them. You know what I mean? The only ones that really survived is the ones who were in the dry weather.
Yeah. So you've got
You know what I
lots of
mean?
stuff on the go, man. You got a lot of work ahead of you, and yet you're still finding time to paint.
Yeah. When I paint, it's when most people would just be doing nothing, like maybe watching TV. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so, like, what do I get out of watching TV when I can sit down in front of one of my paintings? If I have the energy to sit around, and I sit around in front of my paintings, and basically I'm making my own TV show. It's my own production. It's my own
Right.
thing.
Because
I'm
you go
making a
live,
painting.
you go live quite a bit when you're
Hmm?
painting, so people can you go live on Facebook a lot when you're
Yeah,
painting. Yeah, and then people just kind of tune in and
not near,
check it out.
not nearly as much as I should be doing,
Hmm.
because it all goes in how much energy I feel like I have. Like this time last year, I think uh, I painted every single day for a month. Right, I didn't do nothing else. I just came
Yeah.
down here and painted this, painted that, redid. I got 30 paintings on the go, and every
Sure,
now and
show
then I'll
show
pull.
us what you've been working on. Just turn your camera,
Well,
take your
okay,
camera and
there
show us
you
some of the
go,
stuff.
right behind us.
Yeah.
This the van right here. I
Yep.
started this one about 3 years ago, I think. I could only tell by the signature because I sign them and I put the year on it. And then this one here is one of the first ones I done. And that is, let me see here. That's an Ivan van. I did that in 1976. And it's a cool story about it. I was surfing. This is right after I discovered that there's other pages that relate to vanning, right?
Yeah.
And I found this van on a page about vans, right? And I goes, oh my God, do I ever like that? I like the way that's blended, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the next 30 seconds, I go, wait a minute, you did that. I realized that I painted it, but I haven't seen it since 1983 was the last time I seen it, because I only had one magazine of it when it was in Vans and Trucks or something like that.
Yeah.
And my magazine and my book, my art book and all that kind of stuff, my promo book with all the different magazines in it, got stolen or
Uh-huh.
borrowed and never returned, right? So anyway, long story short, I haven't seen it since then, and I didn't recognize it because of that. So anyway, so this is about 6-7 years ago, one of the first oil paintings I've done sitting down here, right? Because
Yeah.
I went through so many years of doing artwork, right? And I never really had anything at home. I'm going, well, something wrong with that. So I started painting like a madman. Like I said, these were all started and going in one sitting. What I mean is, one sitting is I sit down once and I get as much done as I can. 3 hours later, I stop. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then basically I work on it in 3-hour increments. Because, to sit at my age, sit in front of a canvas all day and all night, no, that's not very good. I'd rather paint a huge mural where I can stand, sit, stand back up, sit down, bend over a little bit, you know what I mean? Like move around.
Mm-hmm.
But with these little paintings, they take too much out of me because I have to sit. So anyway, so then today when you called me, this is what I was working on. So there you go. That's one 3-hour session this afternoon.
Todd
All
Percy. Todd
live.
Percy says hi, by the way. See in the
Huh?
in the bottom. Todd Percy says, "What's up, Ivan?"
Oh
There's a
yeah,
comment
good.
down there.
Great stuff. Yeah, he's an old friend of mine. Hey Todd, what's up, buddy? Thank you for coming. The yeah, Todd and I, we go back about 30, 40 years, 30 years. No, not quite that many. 25. He used to date my daughter. Yeah. And anyway, he actually works at the plant where I buy all my steel and my aluminum.
Oh,
So I
okay.
run into him every time I show up. Like last week, I showed up, and here he comes. Right? He didn't even know it was me, but he seen the van there. He seen a van. He goes, "Oh wow, I seen a nice Dodge van there. I wanted to check it out," and then I realized it was you. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so I picked up. I picked up Thursday. I don't know, Thursday or Friday. I picked up $450 worth of steel, and I was glad that I didn't buy wood.
Well, prices are going up,
I went
right?
out and bought $75 worth of wood on top of that to do what I had to do. Right? Guess what that was? 8 2x4s.
It's just, it's insane. And
8
Yeah.
2x4s, $75.
Unbelievable.
So I'm not even pricing out anything else. I'm going to stick to paintings, and I'm going to start painting on aluminum some more. I got a couple of them over there ready. So yeah, there's the wall. the infamous wall that we started because I wound up with too many paintings in here. There's another little Vanner painting over there. See the Vanner party? It started out with a party. Then I
Yep.
threw a lake in the middle. And then on the other side is the actual across the pond, the Vanners in Australia having a Vanner party. I don't know how much of that you can see, but there it is. And then there's another, oh, let me see. There's another one over there. There's another 30 that haven't been hung yet. I actually have to build a wall in here so that, so I got more space to hang. Because having them all over the ground is not good. Well, here, there's always Mopar guys that like Mopars. Oh, there you go. You can do that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell us
My
what that
aluminum
is. Yeah.
exotic. Yeah.
That thing is freaking cool.
It's crazy, huh?
It is. That's really cool.
I'm hoping to get back on it probably by the end of the year.
Didn't you say that?
I want to finish my
Didn't somebody
next
steal
to
that design
impossible.
from you though?
Hmm?
Somebody stole that design or a part of that design, didn't they? You said?
Well, the front clip,
Yeah.
the front clip you got to see. I know where it's on. The side panel and the way the exhaust is, I know what that's on too. And so I'm glad I haven't shown too many people the back end, but the back end is too radical. I don't think they're going to steal that.
All right, can you
You know what I
tell me
mean?
where? Can you tell me who stole it, or where
Huh?
you're? Can you elaborate on that, or is that the
Well,
top secret?
I got it. I got it right down to basically scoop placement, the marker light placement. Mine's just a little bitty hole, but they put a marker light there.
Who's they?
And
Like, what are
the
you talking
overall
about?
general feel of it, yeah, it's on the new Corvette. But you know, but you know, whatever. It is what it is for the way it is right now.
So you're
But
saying
before I
that
finish
somebody
that
at
car,
GM, some design, somebody at General Motors saw this thing and they kind of took the design idea from this for the new Corvette? You
well,
think that's what
do you
happened?
remember? Do you remember what the Cosmic Cruiser looked like in 1978?
Mm, yeah, I guess. It's hard for me to keep
Well,
it all
what came
straight,
after
but
that?
what do you
Same
mean?
rake, same amount of overhang, but the wheels got moved forward. What came after that?
Well, tell me. I don't know what you
Dodge
mean.
minivan.
Okay.
When I was at Kobo, I literally had, no exaggeration, but I had a group of 7 engineers because right after our show was the new car show. So the executives and the engineers are walking around looking at what guys like me are creating. And that's it. And it's all inspiration and, you know, whatever. It doesn't have to be an outright copy, but
Right.
as long as the spark went and got inspired, I mean, that's just me talking, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what I did
Yes.
and what came after. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter.
Well, regardless, that thing is cool.
It's
That is a
it's
really cool
it's going to
car.
be. I'm happy with it. But if I have to, if I see too much, if I have to, I'll just cut it up and reshape it into something original. But the front end is 100% mine because it's even got my name rendered into the front end.
Mm-hmm.
So the scoops are based on the placement of all the scoops and the lights and whatnot. I mean, you know what I mean. The general shapes of the front end. If you look at it straight on, it says Ivan.
Well, when it's done, I mean, that thing, that's a show car, right? Where,
What's
where are you
that?
gonna? Where do you plan to show that any place when you finish it?
Oh yeah, of course it's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
showed.
yeah.
Of course. It just my problem is I like to work alone and I get distracted with other little things. But yeah, like you say, I got 3 or 4 projects on the go, and until I decide which one I'm actually going to do, um, something will have to give. And my Jag is actually the easiest, so by rights I should actually just be working on my Jag, because the Jag only needs a rear clip, if you will. You know what I mean?
Right.
It needs
Yeah.
a trunk floor.
Hmm.
It needs the area between the taillights rendered, new.
Yeah.
And there you go. That gave me a lot of satisfaction just doing that, getting it that far, pulling that design out of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually, to be honest with you, it's very, very hard to do a standalone design that will be your own, that can stand on its own. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you got to reach in between, because I've seen hundreds of cars like this one, and they wind up looking generic. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
very few can stand on their own identity. So that's what that was the big thing. You know what I mean?
What do you call this? Do you have a name?
I haven't really named it yet, but the running name is probably Anaconda.
Good name. I like that.
Yeah. So Anaconda, because there's all kinds of snakes out there, but I don't know what can handle Anaconda.
And you have an engine in it in the back already? Is that what
Yeah,
it's?
yeah, yeah. The engine's there, but I don't think that one's gonna stay. I actually, since 4 years ago,
Uh-huh.
4 years ago, I bought a wrecked 36,000-mile Corvette. So that's going to be my donor car, because 36,000 miles, that is what, 2 years old, according to mileage.
Yeah.
Yeah, pristine, super clean car, wiped out in right front spindle is wiped out, upper and lower control arms gone, and the left opposite side, left rear, upper and lower control arms all bent up, and I can have it on wheels for like $2,000 with new parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why not utilize all that?
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it won't take much to redesign the dash, the windshield. I can pick it up, lay it down, do whatever I want to do, and it won't be recognizable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I think I'm going, because, like I said, I can take the Corvette, make the Corvette into a donor, and put my body on it. The and like that, that supercar that from Montreal or wherever they're
Oh,
from
the
Quebec.
Felino? The Felino?
Huh?
The Felino supercar?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, the Canadian
Anyway,
supercar.
that's
Yeah.
based on a Corvette drivetrain with what do you call it? With the motor literally moved back on top of the tranny.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
joined at the back, so it's about 54 inches long from the center axle to the front of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my car, I designed it that it could take that. If that was the last resort, I could do that, because I wasn't about to spend $10,000 on a on a transfer case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. There we go. Go back. I got no, that sketch. That
Oh, the
sketch
sketch. Sorry.
one up. There you go. That one. That one. That one's been in my head for a month, ever since I reposted it. I've been wanting to build something like that.
That's super cool.
Hmm? That
is super cool.
You like
Are
it?
those holes
I
on the
sketched
side,
that in about 8 minutes.
are they supposed to be like exhaust ports down low?
I don't
Or
know.
just
No, I
it
think
just looks
they're
cool.
basically vent holes for a hot
Yeah.
engine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like get the air out from under the hood.
Yeah. The same.
No, I just drew them because I liked them.
Yeah, the holes look
No,
cool.
no particular reason other than, you know what? I think it'd look cool if I just did a bunch of these holes right there.
Yeah.
You know, no rhyme or reason except that's what I felt like doing.
They look very cool there.
So I sketched that out one night when I was bored like this, sitting down, going, 8 minutes, we got a car. And I'm thinking probably 32, 34-inch wheels in the back. So the wheels come up above your head almost, cabin wise.
Yeah.
So you don't need overdrive. You can still hit 200 miles an hour
Where are you
with a
gonna
big
get
block Chevy.
where are you gonna get 32-inch wheels? Like those are like
You can get them.
truck like they're almost
Huh?
like truck wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just machine some wheels.
Yeah.
That's all. There's all kinds of people that can whittle. I got a guy in Detroit, a really good friend of mine, that all I got to do is give him a sketch. He'll take it to the next guy that can CAD it, and he'll cut it on a CNC machine, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, the wheels look cool. So you got like round
Yeah.
holes and
Well, it's like, yeah, to match the body, but it's
Right.
like I always thought that less is more when it comes to wheels. I don't like wheels that have so much going on that they actually literally take away from the car. But
Yeah.
that's just me. You know what I mean?
And it's gonna sit very, very low from the looks of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And see the front fender?
Mhm.
It's actually open. The top of it is open.
The fender is open.
Uh,
Oh, that's why I can see the top of the wheel.
yeah, that's why you see the top of the tire.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a
That's
little bit of silliness.
I don't know if I don't know if I might like it better closed in.
What's that?
I don't know if I might like it better if it was like covered up.
Well, sure,
It's just got
sure.
nice lines, eh?
I'm
It's
sure,
just
but that's just what I drew that moment.
yeah.
You know, because there was a few very famous hot rods that were built in that genre with the wheel well open over the front fenders.
And you'd have to have the seats kind of lean back a bit because it doesn't look like you'd have a whole lot of headroom.
Well, you do if you take if you think about that wheel being 34 inches tall.
Well, I suppose so. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty high.
34 inches, and you're sitting on the ground. You got quite a bit of headroom. You know what I mean?
That thing looks so low you'd have to like get on your hands and knees and crawl to climb climb into it. My dad would
Well,
hate that.
I
But
mean, I exaggerated there,
yeah,
obviously,
it's pretty cool
but
though, man.
let's just say that it has a 4-inch ride height. You know,
And
it would be the same as a Corvette.
and that front
The
end,
Corvette's got four and
the
a
way
half inches.
yeah, the way that that grill, rakes back, that's very cool, very classic. I love
Yeah,
that.
I that's just kind of like what I liked. I don't know.
Yeah, and the way that the roof just flows right into the back end like that and sort of just goes straight back and just bends down in.
Yeah,
It's
it's something that people do with street rods nowadays and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it. You know, in that sketch right there. That sketch is mine, straight up off the. That's all pen, and what I like about it is there was no erasing.
See, I always thought with
That
designs
was a
like that,
straight shot.
and including the Corvette, like it's got this huge front end on it, right?
Hmm.
Almost no back end. But even though the engine is mounted sort of technically in the front, because you're sitting as the driver sort of far back, the engine is mounted can be mounted sort of behind the front wheels. It almost becomes like almost a mid-engine car. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
so then your weight
I see
distribution
the
becomes
back
better.
end of this car
Mhm.
as real stubby, right? So
Yeah.
basically, room for a suitcase maybe. I don't know, but that's just. But anyway, about that sketch and a lot of mine like that is when I get started, I wanted to draw something. I didn't even know what I was going to draw. I just started drawing, but there was no erasing on here. So in other words, it's all keep on going forward. Don't stop. Just do it. So whatever.
That's super cool, man. I love that one. I hope you do build that.
Yeah,
That's
you know what?
wickedly cool.
If I stay healthy enough in the next in the next 5 years, you'll probably see that on the floor, if not sooner. But I got about a solid 2 or 3 years worth of work in front of me on my own cars. There you go. Did you see the little sketch of the Corvette? That's very cartoonish stuff.
Mhm.
That could be towards a new project. Do you see the pipes?
Yeah.
Do you see
Yeah.
how they go like a little trumpet, like they're fat at the back and they get skinny
Yes.
to the front?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I drew up for him. That's that.
I when I was a kid, I always had a thing for Corvettes, and always loved side pipes like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But that's what I drew up there. That the sight pipe would have to be absolutely handmade, hand rolled.
mhm.
Uh, I don't know how we'd make them, stainless steel or what.
It looks very 60s to me, like the
Yeah, well,
exhaust and all that,
that
right?
is actually yeah, that would be a 60. I was thinking like 66,
Mhm.
66, 67. And that's actually a drawing for a golf cart, a cartoonied up golf cart. So it'll have all the cues of a Corvette, except it'll be shrunk up, smaller, taller, like a cartoon.
That's pretty wicked. That's pretty cool. Love that.
Yeah, that's how we have fun. And then I
Very
think there's another one in there somewhere. There's another one right there that I sketched. That's the back door. That's the back door in
of
on
the
the
Mini Cruiser.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
side panel and the back door in place. That's how I left it. There you go. That's in the golf cart design.
You know what, man? You should get Hot Wheels to make um
Well,
some
that's
Hot
you
Wheels
know
your
what.
stuff.
2 years ago, when we're supposed to go to Ottawa, that summer, my next deal was to run over to one of the Hot Wheels shows with the cruiser. But
Uh-huh.
I would bring the pictures of the cruiser when it was small,
Okay.
when it was shorter, and they might bite on it. Who knows?
Well, they do that Hot Wheels tour now, right?
That's
And
that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
There's one 20. I'm thinking it's 45 minutes from me, including crossing the border. They
Yeah.
have it in what do you call it? Oh shit. Where the Ford Museum is.
Okay. Henry Ford
There's a
Museum,
Walmart
Greenfield
over there.
Village.
They've had it for the last 3 years. They had it in the parking lot at Walmart.
Okay. Yeah.
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 So that's my next to do thing. I don't care what's going on, but I'm going to do one of those shows. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. Well, then they do the final deal down at SEMA and select the winning
Yeah, I
car
don't
or
know if I'd
cars
ever
or
take the
whatever, right?
cruiser into SEMA, but
And they're doing something weird now with Hot Wheels too. That I mean, I've got Bitcoin and digital cryptocurrency, and they're doing these. I think they call them non-fungible tokens, so that you can buy like digital Hot Wheels. I don't really understand that, but it's kind of weird.
digital Hot Wheels? What
Digital Hot Wheels, and they're almost like an investment. Um, they're doing weird stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe you could do it with your artwork. You could do non-fungible tokens based on artwork, and then people can own like a piece of your art. It's I honestly, Ivan, I don't really understand that. I kind of get the digital cryptocurrency stuff. I own some of that. I bought into
Mhm.
like a lot of people. I don't really get this non-fungible token stuff. Yeah, I don't even know if you know what I'm talking about. It's a
Not right now.
different
I don't
it's a
because
different it's a different world, man.
I can't wrap my head around some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
But
everything
anyway,
is changing. Yep.
that's towards the Corvette golf cart.
Okay.
That sketch.
Pretty cool. What the heck is that?
Oh, I was teasing my buddy, the 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 guy
Oh,
with
hi,
the
Doc.
golf carts and everything.
Yep.
Andy. There's a
Yep.
nice shot of it. Look at the front end, eh?
Yeah.
Andy, that was his limo, vacation transporter. I called it. You know, when he goes on vacation, that's what he's going to get for a cart. There you go. Did you see the charger? 69.
Oh, you mentioned something of that
I
about that,
found
right?
one in a field
And you're
out
not
there
telling anybody where it is, eh?
in Belleville. That's right. Not telling anybody where it is.
You're gonna buy
Fun
it?
time in the big city, young man.
You're gonna buy that thing?
Huh?
Are you gonna buy it?
Well, I was thinking about it, but I'd rather save my money for a CUDA.
Hmm. Yeah,
Actually,
I like the Cudas. I
I'd
Chargers,
I'd rather have a CUDA because the CUDA was my first car. The CUDA was the car that I airbrushed and started my career. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I need to buy a CUDA. I'll show you a CUDA I just painted. Not just. Let me see. 2018. So 4 years ago. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Wait. Oh. Wait, the other way. The other way. There you go.
Yeah. See, I always thought
Huh?
I always loved the body style on the Cudas.
Feels pretty
I
good, eh?
yeah, I think those are much
I'll
more
hold it
attractive than
straight.
the
I mean,
Chargers.
it's hard to do this.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah. So I'll tweak it some more someday. That's why they're still here. But these will all be someday ready for print. So that's another gig that we're going to start. I think the last time I was on, I showed the 55 Chevy, eh?
I don't remember. Did you?
Oh, I know what I didn't show you. You didn't see Camaro, did you?
No.
Huh? Hang on, Chad. We're going to fix you right up. Hang on. Wait. Oh.
Sweet.
Okay, can you hear the whistle blowing? I mean, the whistler blowing?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah,
the blower whistling.
yeah.
That's it. Can you hear the blower whistling?
Well, pretty much. I mean, it's
Huh?
I get the I certainly get the vibe from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
Nice.
That's another one of those TV sessions. Instead of watching TV, I come down here and I paint, which is good. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and go live
Let's
and
go.
entertain
I can
people a
only
little
see
bit.
me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see. You widen the camera. The first time
Yeah.
it wasn't on complete, right?
Yeah, I went solo on you so that you could
I know what you were
fill the
seeing the
screen.
other day. Did you want to see that young lady? Fine art. Wait, where
Okay.
is it? Huh. I got paintings everywhere. Hang on 1 second. Talk about me something or something.
Sure, just get up and leave and let me entertain folks all on my own.
Hang on, I'm coming back. I'm back. It's one of my favorites, non-automotive. Are we going to get in trouble?
I won't tell if you won't tell.
Okay, I won't tell. I post them all the time. So anyway, wait, the wrong way.
Yep.
All right. So she is called Mongo in Bloom.
Mongo in bloom.
Yeah, you see? Well, look at this. You see the tree right there?
Yeah.
That's a Mongo tree in bloom. So the story is, I sat under a Mongo tree in 2003. I sat under a Mongo tree in bloom in January and painted that painting. January 2003, I did that painting. And Mongo in bloom also refers to a woman that's in bloom. You know,
Okay.
that's
Yep.
slang. It's Mongo is a good-looking woman. It's a
Mhm.
Mongo. So that's what that is all about.
And who is she?
Painted in Cuba while I was on vacation.
So is that a real? Did you have a
Huh?
model for that, or
No,
who,
straight out of my head.
just out of your head?
The only thing that was a model was the Mongo tree.
Okay.
everything else was straight out of my head. I decided I wanted to do a waterfall, and there's a Mongo tree growing by the waterfall, and a little bit of vegetation. A young lady under the thing. Boom, done.
Cool. And show me your shirt there, because we had a little conversation about that before we went on the air live. But show me your shirt,
Oh, the
your
shirt.
Gerson
Oh
shirt.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Just
This is
tell
a
me what that's
shout
about.
out to Henry Gerson. He's an airbrush artist in Florida that's been all over United States. All summer long, he was touring during the summer with all the different automotive shows, and he's been airbrushing since the '60s. He's quite a bit older than me,
Right.
right?
And
And he was one of the original artists that came up with this guy here, right?
Rat Fink.
And then you know who took over? Ed Roth took over that sketch, and he was
Yeah.
the famous artist. And Henry uh, was working, the different shows and doing bikes and doing T-shirts and doing bikes and cars and vans, everything. And we met. The first time we met was in 1976 at the Van Nationals,
Okay.
and he hated me. And he actually told me that he hated me because I raised the bar when it comes to murals. You know what I mean? Everybody thought
Okay.
that they were doing good until Ivan showed up. That's the honest to God's truth.
But Gerson was the
And
guy kind of
we
came up
met.
with.
I surprised him. We met last about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I was going down to Florida to Sebring. We're racing what do you call it? Oh, on the tip of my tongue, I can't think. Viper. My buddy races a Viper, and I'm pit crew, right? So we're going down there, and we get down to Daytona, and that was our old stomping grounds. And Henry is just down the street, about 8 miles away. And this is right after I came back from Norway, and I calls him and I says, "Hey, Henry, I'm in your neck of the woods. Would you like some company?" So, what are you talking about? It's Ivan. I'm in your neck of the woods. I'd like to see you. And he goes, "Well, come on." So we jumped in the truck and went down to visit him, and sat around in his studio. And that's when he told me that he hated me. I says, "That's all right. I knew that. Everybody hated Ivan."
That's pretty
Because
cool.
it
But
was
but the story is that he came up with Rat Fink
yes,
first, and then Ed Big Daddy Roth
right.
kind of took over and used it, and kind of got.
Copied the stuff because he was the first one that was
Yeah.
drawing that stuff up
So Ed Big
long
Daddy Roth
before.
kind of got the credit for the
Yeah,
most part on that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Well, that's
We're lining up the horses.
well. Listen, Ivan, we've been on now for
Oh,
almost an hour and a half.
oh
Unbelievable.
my God.
Yeah.
I got to
So
learn how to shut up.
no, it's been great. And I know that
We got long stories and we got short stories.
they're all good stories, and you have a lot of
I'll,
crap
I'll,
going
I'll
on there,
tell
man.
you a quick
Yeah.
automotive short story. I'll get right to the punchline.
Sure.
So you're going to let me go, right?
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
we're driving a 58 Corvette back from Edmonton, Alberta, right?
Yeah.
And it was my turn to drive. So now we're in the middle, after Thunder Bay, in the middle of nowhere, just before Marathon. So you've been up there, maybe? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've
Lake
not been to
Superior,
Marathon.
Thunder Bay. It's 200 miles. Marathon is probably 200 miles North Bay towards.
I've been to North Bay, yeah,
Yeah.
but not for a
Okay.
long
So
time.
anyway, in the middle of nowhere, right there, Sault Ste. Marie, Thunder Bay. I mean, Marathon is halfway.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going, oh man, I'm getting really tired. I can't see shit. Right? All of a sudden, like within minutes, right? The car goes complete dead. Bzz, nothing. Right? So we slept on the side of the road for the night, right? Checked the car out in the morning, realized it's the generator that's shot. Right? We fire up. It's my turn, my car. I just bought it. So generator under my armpit and start hitchhiking. Right? I get picked up. The guy drops me off, and he drops me right off in front of this automotive store. And at the automotive store, it's got a sign on it. It says, going out of business sale. Right? I'm going, oh, wow, that should be wonderful. Like, I don't even know if he'd be ordering anything, let alone, you know what I mean? It's going out of business.
Right.
So I walk over to the store. I drop the generator at the door. I didn't feel like carrying it another 20 feet because I was really disappointed already. You know, the sign did it all, going out of business. And I says to the guys, I said, listen, have you by any chance got a generator for a 58 Corvette? And he looks at me and he goes, hey, well, what's it look like? And I goes, well, just a minute. I got it outside the door. So I run outside. I grab the generator. I bring it in. I put it on his counter and goes, huh. I think I've seen something like that here. Okay, I'll bite. So off we go to the back of the shop, and we walk in the back, and I'm going, oh wow, really? The shop is 100% friggin' empty. There's nothing there. And then we walk over to the middle of the shop on the shelf, and it says, hey, look at that. I says, you got to be friggin' kidding me. There's a generator for a 58 Corvette. That's the only damn thing in the shop, on the shelf.
Get out of town. Like
I'm serious.
that's
Those
like divine
are called
intervention.
car gods. That car knew where to break.
Bizarre.
I'm serious. Swear to God, 100%. That's my story. Not a damn thing in the shop. Every single shelf is 100% empty, except for the generator. Except it wasn't a tack drive. We didn't have a tack drive. You believe that one, eh?
That's a pretty cool story. That is.
Yeah. I told you I
that's
had a good one when you. I don't know how it popped. You said I gotta shut up. I said I gotta shut up. So I said I'll give you one story.
well.
Is that cool or what?
That is very cool. I mean, it's the kind of thing that's unbelievable, but you don't have any reason to lie, so I believe you.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
that's 100%. And
Well.
next time we do an interview, I got a couple of more unbelievable stories for you.
Okay, I'll look forward to that. But
No,
listen,
I got,
No, I
how
will.
long
I
I've been
do look
driving?
forward to
40, 50 years?
yeah,
Well, when you're driving, shit happens.
that's right. Yeah,
So
it
from
does.
now on, we're going to end every one of these interviews with one more stories because I know I got a good 5 or 10 unbelievable stories.
We'll store them up, and then we'll put them into a book
They're in the office.
or something.
They're
Yeah.
in the office, son.
Okay. Well, good, because now we'll have a record of them, and then we can, when we'll put together Ivan's biography or put together a book or something, and
We got some
yeah.
good ones.
Okay.
If you have the time and you want to hear a couple of them, let me know. I'll tell you.
All right. Okay. On that note, we are going to wrap it up because it is, yeah, it's been an hour and a half now, and but it's been great. So I appreciate you filling in for at the last minute, and it's actually been an excellent interview.
I'm
So
not
I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna let them live it down. I'm gonna razz them.
Okay. All right.
Only lifters quit on their interview.
I said, I was like, the show must go on, right? But no, he just was not well enough. But that's okay because this was a treat and a privilege as always.
Hey, you
So,
got a bonus story.
yeah, yeah, and teed up for the new ones the next time we do this.
They're all stored.
Yeah, and the Ottawa Auto Show canceled again this year, unfortunately.
Well, I
but
figured that.
we'll freaking get you up there someday,
If you,
somehow. I don't know, man.
I figured if we weren't working on it in November, October, November, then
Yeah.
it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. So
Too many weird things.
it looked like it
And
was
by
going
the
to
way,
happen. and not happen.
anybody that's watching, the reason that I get into this camera, because I'm hard of hearing and I want to hear Rick go back and forth with me. Otherwise, I'd be going, huh? What? What?
Okay. Thank you, Ivan Benic, for spending the night with us. I appreciate it.
Well, I had fun, as always. So we'll see you later, buddy.
All right. Catch you and everybody else on the flip side.
In and out.
Ciao for now.
Over and out. Ciao. Do I have to do anything? Leave. I can hit X. I'm gone.
We're done. There we go.